Around this model of a fjord is gathered the small group of officers whose duty it will be to lead the commandos. They memorize their allotted jobs while the adjutant makes notes. Objective is the small defended island of Vaagso off the Norwegian coast, 350 miles from Scotland. So begins this combined operation. Overhead, the Royal Air Force provides an umbrella of protecting aircraft. The Navy transports and escorts the soldiers, who of course are men of the Commandos. For just such an enterprise as this, they have been trained and toughened through long, hard months under the most rigorous conditions. They prime their grenades as 0 hour approaches, each one knowing his task and grimly confident of fulfilling it. Early morning, and the silence is uncanny. Those lights signified that the commandos were ashore. Our men advanced through a smoke screen laid from the air. The German garrison, suddenly roused to danger, opens fire desperately and blindly, but they've been thoroughly surprised and their resistance is overcome. As the light improves, it becomes increasingly clear that our success on the island of Maaloy has been swift and complete. Prisoners are brought in. One of them, commander of the German garrison, is a stretcher case. The barracks are ablaze, smashed by the destroyers opening fire. And among the booty is a field gun used for coastal defense, its gunners killed or captured. So far, we have been following the fortunes of the first party attacking the island of Maaloy. The second party has meanwhile landed on Vaagso Island. A narrow strait separates Maaloy from Vaagso, and from the captured stronghold we can look across and see buildings on Vaagso burning. By radio telephony, a message is sent to the effect that reinforcements are on their way. The barges of the first party dash across the strait, with Movietone's cameraman, Jack Ramsden, still in the forefront. That's him landing now. Unexpectedly stiff opposition has been encountered. It had been thought that Maaloy would be the tougher of the two jobs. But this village of South Vaagso is defended by determined men, well trained in sniping and street combat. So each house has to be reduced singly. Norwegian civilians have to be saved and helped to escape from the danger area. Then there were documents to be seized. Information was one of the important objects of this raid. For this reason, the prisoners were an especially valuable acquisition, and they included quislings. While the battle in the village was continuing, a destroyer moved up the strait. German coastal craft had been reported further up the fjord, so the Navy dealt with them. In the skies, the Royal Air Force was still mounting guard. So the combined operation continued its successful course, with fires gutting the German positions, their ammunition dumps, and the industries forced to work for them. That was a fish oil factory, that was. Only when Movietone's cameraman had finished his work did he notice that photography was not allowed. Grim evidence of German losses littered South Vaagso. As their job finished, the commandos prepared to withdraw. The raiding force had naturally not come out unscathed, but our casualties were small compared to the Germans, who numbered 120 dead. And the object of the expedition, to give encouragement to the suppressed peoples on the continent, to gain experience for other bigger schemes, to test German coastal defenses and acquire information of German dispositions, all these had been triumphantly achieved. By 2:30 in the afternoon, the barges were withdrawing, carrying Norwegian volunteers for the Norwegian forces in Britain and 95 Nazi prisoners. Such was the most spectacular of the raids on enemy-occupied territories so far undertaken. Lofoten, Spitsbergen, Maaloy and Vaagso, and now Lofoten again, these have been only a beginning, but a successful beginning which should bring renewed hope and encouragement to the oppressed peoples of Europe. Congratulations and thanks to these men, homeward bound, all objects achieved, with a nice collection of trophies from a memorable raid.